All right, guys, so I'm looking at example 8, and at example 8 says A, which is the point 4, 6, and B, which is the point A0, are endpoints of line segment AB. Where to A, determine the gradient of AB. All right, even though you don't have to do this, I'm going to do it so that persons have a visual appreciation of what you're being asked to do. So I don't have to draw a diagram, but I'm going to do it so persons can have a visual appreciation of what they're being asked to do. So we have all right, so I draw my y-axis and my x-axis. This is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. This is the origin, scope 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So we're told that A, which is the point 4, 6. So 4, 6 would put me somewhere around here. Let's draw a straight line. That's 4. Let's bring it over. And as I'm saying, you don't have to do this to do the actual question. So that's this is the line x is equal to 4. And this is the line y is equal to 6. So this is the point 4, 6. So this is the point A. So this is the point A. A is the point 4, 6. B is the point 8, 0. So B would be here. And if I draw a line connecting them, this would be line segment 80. Sorry, this would be line segment AB. All right, so let me just erase these other lines. All right, please try to erase them. All right, so we have the 2 points. A is the point 4, 6, and B is the point 8, 0. So the next thing we're asked to do is to determine the gradient of this line segment AB. Just let me ask, do you expect the gradient of this line to be positive or to be negative? Anybody? All right, I have Jaden's answer. Let me get somebody else's answer. Go ahead, Joanna.
Positive.
All right, Chanel, I hear your answer. Who is next? Do you expect the gradient of this line to be negative or to be positive? Joanna?
Positive.
Positive. Janelle, negative or positive? Janelle?
Negative.
Negative. Anaya, negative or positive?
Positive.
All right. Wish I was near one of that. We could have given a 2 conk. The gradient of this line should come out negative. And the reason why it should come out negative, because in moving from left to right, the line is sloping down. If the line is sloping down, the gradient should come out to be negative. Now M, the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the formula. I'm going to call this point x1, y1. and call this point x2, y2. So m, the gradient is y2, which is 0, minus y1, which is 6, over x2, which is 8, minus x1, which is 4. So the gradient m is 0 minus 6 is minus 6, over 8 minus 4 is 4, and minus 6 over 4 reduces to minus 3 over 2. So the gradient of this line is minus 3 over 2. So the next thing we're asked to do is we're asked to determine the coordinates of the midpoint of the line. All right, looking at this, to me, it looks like the midpoint it looks as if the midpoint of the line for me is 6, 3. That's what it looks. It looks like the midpoint is 6, 3. So this is M, the midpoint. All right. So that is me arriving at an answer by observation. Now let us see what calculation says. Now the formula for determining the midpoint of the line is M x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So x1 is 4, x2 is 8, y1 is 6, y2 is 0. So M, the midpoint of the line, you all should have your book, should be 4 plus x2, which is 8 over 2, comma, y1, which is 6, plus y2, which is 0 over 2. So M, the midpoint of the line is 12 over 2, comma, 6 over 2. The midpoint M is the point 6, positive 3. M is the point 6, positive 3. So both observation and calculation agrees. Both observation and calculation agrees. What's the next thing now? The next thing now is we have to what? So that's B. C says we're to determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. Now I'm going to sketch a line, change the color for it. This line here would be the perpendicular bisector. All right. It could be a bit off. After we do the calculation, we'll make the adjustments if necessary. This line is the perpendicular bisector. What is the perpendicular bisector? The perpendicular bisector, so the red line is the perpendicular bisector. What is the perpendicular bisector? It's a straight line that passes through the midpoint of AB and the two lines meet at right angles. It is a straight line that passes through the midpoint of AB and the two lines meet at right angles. Stay with me. So let us go into it now by calculation. So the formula for determining the equation of a straight line is y is equal to m into x minus x naught plus y naught. That's the formula. To use this formula, you need the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. Guys, if the gradient of the line AB is minus 3 over 2, this is M1. This is M1. What would be the gradient of the perpendicular bisector? Anybody? If the gradient of AB is minus 3 over 2, what would be the gradient of the perpendicular bisector? Anybody?
2 over 3.
Say that again.
2 over 3.
Very good, Anaya. So because the two lines are perpendicular to each other, if I know the gradient of one, M1 is minus 3/2. To find M2, I must invert the gradient and change its sign. So if I invert this, it becomes 2/3. And if I change the sign, it becomes positive. So the gradient of the perpendicular bisector is 2/3. Guys, also to use the formula, I need to know the coordinates of one point on the perpendicular bisector. Guys, there are 3 points here, A, B, and M. Which one is on the perpendicular bisector?
M.
M. So this is something to remember. The midpoint of AB is one point that is on the perpendicular bisector of AB. So using M, which is 6, 3, for the purpose of the formula, this is X0 and this is Y0. So let's put the information in the formula. Y is equal to the gradient, which is 2/3, multiplied by X minus X0, which is 6, plus Y0, which is 3. Now, I'm going to remove the bracket by applying distributive law. So I have Y is equal to 2/3 times X is 2/3 X minus 2/3 times 6. So this is 2/3 times 6. 3 into this is 1. 3 into this is 2. 2 2s are 4 plus 3. So Y is equal to 2/3X. Now minus 3 plus 1. What is minus 4 plus 3? Anybody? What is minus 4 plus 3? Anybody?
-1.
This is -1. If the signs are different, subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. So guys, Y is equal to 2/3 X minus 1 is the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Now I'm just going to fix the diagram a little. Now, this is how I'm fixing the diagram. This line should cut the y-axis at -1. Guys, that line is the perpendicular bisector. And that's what you're being asked. You're asked to determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector. The perpendicular bisector is a straight line. The perpendicular bisector of AB is a straight line that passes through the middle of AB that meets AB at right angles. The perpendicular bisector of AB is a straight line that passes through the midpoint of AB that meets AB at right angles. Guys, I just did example 8. Example 9 has already been done. I want you all to do example 10.